the shop. Today we're going to take a look at something pretty exciting. We're going to take a look at Klein Tools' new Situational Awareness earmuffs with Bluetooth. Now, I really don't have a great way of testing these and showing you guys, but what I am going to do is hopefully successfully turn a set of Hard Hat style earmuffs into Situational Awareness style earmuffs. So we're going to do some modifying, which is something I love to do. So let's take a look at these. Well, that has like a magnet on it. That's pretty cool. Anyway, here's our earmuffs. Looking at them here, they talk about a few things. Some of it's not going to matter for what we're going to do, but they have holes in this thing for venting. Nice. Independently adjustable for your Bluetooth and your ambient sound. There's two volume controls on it basically, and they're textured differently. We'll probably notice it when we get it open here. So there's dual microphones, one on each headset. There's noise canceling microphones. So I guess what's going on with these is they pick up loud noises. The best I can do is use these and tell you guys. I really have no good way of really testing it in a way that you can tell what's going on. USB-C to charge, that's nice. Multifunction button, which basically is the power button, the on-off button, the Q for the Bluetooth, all that fun stuff. Let's see here, Bluetooth microphone, that's in there as well, so if you're on the phone with somebody, you can talk and it'll hear you. Soft memory phone, for, you know, that whole stuff for the earmuffs, and adjustable wire arms for the height of your person. It comes with a USB-C cable and a storage bag. So we'll take a look at all that. Yeah, that closes on its own. So let's get this thing open. Okay. Okay, the box we don't need anymore. There's some specs on the back that maybe we'll look at if I don't drag the video out too long. So here they are. Let's see what we got here in our accessorize. Just what we thought. We'd have our USB-C cable and the complete with handsome carrying case bag. Oh, that's actually a pretty nice bag, which might be handy for the if this adapts the way I'd like it to. So there's our instructions. We won't be needing those where we're going. But let's take a look at these. So here you can see, let's get that extended a little bit. That's how the extension works. It's just slid into this piece here and you slide that out like so. It looks like they have a single wire going between them, which is what I'm hoping to take apart. Yes. So the one with the button and the controls is on the right, and it looks like, if you look here, this has got Phillips screws in it here. So I'm hoping if I take that apart, the cable, you can see it here, is run up there. I'm hoping we can adapt that to Hard Hat. So anyway, let's take a look at this. Here's your power button. You can push and hold, and we'll get a green light, which means it's turning on. It immediately goes to Bluetooth pairing. You can see the Bluetooth pairing coming on and off. That does time out after a while, and it's, you know, if it doesn't connect with something. So you can just use these as regular earmuffs, and the Bluetooth thing, you don't have to have Bluetooth. This is your Bluetooth knob here. It does not have any push in it. It's just a infinite pot that goes up and down. And then wider and distinctive is your volume for your situational awareness. It's very distinctive, so if you're just reaching up over your head, you will feel that one as opposed to this one. They feel very different to the finger, so you can just adjust that as you need. So that's kind of cool. The other side just has this microphone in it and obviously a speaker built in, and that's why the cable comes in it. There's no buttons over here at all. They actually pretty nice on the foam inserts. I do not know if you can get replacements for these. That might be something that comes up later. I will look, but I don't think you can get them. And you can feel there's definitely a speaker in there. But overall, I'd say the build quality's quite nice. Before we... let's turn this off and we'll just hold the button. And it goes red, and it tells you it's turning it off. So that's the earmuffs. You can see here's your top piece, very rigid. I think it's pretty nice. It's a really nice set of earmuffs, I gotta say. So there's those. Now let's take a look at what we're gonna modify with, and that is these. The Klein Hard Hat style earmuffs. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to give it a go. So let me get these open. These are not electric. Here's one. Here's the other. Now they do not sell, to my knowledge, a situational awareness hard hat set. So we're going to see if we can make one. These... I guess I ought to make sure these clip into my hard hat before I botcher all this up. So I will be back. Let me go get the hard hat and just make sure everything will work. It's an MSA hard hat, so it looks like this is your typical MSA hard hat mount. It doesn't seem too cheesy. That comes down. But I should make sure that this will work with the hard hat. That's the way it wants to naturally be, and it would be on your hard hat like so and come in. Yeah, it looks like it might work, but and then you could stow it theoretically up on your hard hat, maybe. I don't know, we'd have to... I should probably go get a hard hat and see if it works on it before we get too crazy in tearing this apart and tearing these apart. But to me, it looks like the mounts are very, very similar. So I think we might get away with this. But before I do this, let me make sure I don't have to have a Klein hard hat. Okay, so I got some random inert hard hat, which is actually the pinch hitting welding hard hat, but we got them on. This is an MSA hard hat. It's an old school one, but here you go. This is what they look like on it. Works out pretty well. And then if you want, you can swing them down, and then these would be on your Kanogan, just like that. So I see a potential issue. I'm not sure that it will be or not, but if we go and put this wire on, I'm not sure the wire is going to be long enough to go around and up through all of this. So we'll take it apart, and then our wire management is going to be unique as well. But I think I see enough to think that I could probably try to get away with this. So we'll try and take this apart, and we will take these apart, and then we'll try and remount everything on the hard hat. I don't think I'm going to really destroy anything. We're taking out some screws. These clip on here, so I don't think we're going to ruin anything there. We'll just undo the clips, and if this goes horribly wrong, we'll put it all back together the other way and have a really nice headphones earmuff thing. But if I can make this work with a hard hat, that would be really cool. So let's continue on here. Let's get these off of here. I see what that's going to do. That's not what I want. So this just pulls off, maybe? I don't know. It may be locked on this hard hat forever now. Let me play around here and figure out how to get that out of there. Oh, there we go. I think we got it. Yep. There's a tab. I couldn't do it in screen. I'll do this one in screen. So you just push up on these two tabs here, and these lock on the ridge of the hard hat. Push a little bit further, and it's hard to do this far away from yourself. They clip on good, which is what you want. Alright, I can't do it on screen, but you can see that's latched on there. I'm going to push it back a little bit more. You heard it pop. Maybe I got to do it in all one shot here. So let me push that. And I'm still not getting it. So let's try to do it with a screwdriver, because that always ends well. Got one. There we go. Didn't need the screwdriver. You just gotta fight with it the right way, and you can get them off. So let's get our trusty old hard hat out of the way. Now, before we get too rowdy with the $100 earmuffs, let's see if we can get these sacrificial ones, as it were, off of. So what I'm going to do is just pry this up and see if I can get that off of the pin without breaking it. And if I break it, I know I can't do it that way. So let's just try this. That does not appear to want to go. So let me just look to see if there's a spot. There is a cam in here. So that is spread. That is not. So I think that's the way off. It is. So maybe. So if you look at this, it's kind of like a teardrop shape. Again, I don't see how this comes apart, but we're making good progress. We have these apart. Now maybe I want to put an arrow. I think it's pretty obvious. So if we go like that, that should pull off, just like that. And then that one will pull off, just like that. So we got those off. That was pretty painless. I figured all of this wouldn't be horrific because of manufacturing. They don't normally make these things that they're super hard to take apart, because it would be difficult in the manufacturing process. So same thing here. Let's see. Oh yeah, they pop right off. There's one. Let's get that out of the way. Slide them up. Slide that out. And then get the other one. Now, once we get this all apart, we have it hanging by the wires. Slide them up. Now what we got to do is we got to take these screws out so we can get our wire. Let me get a screwdriver. I will be right back. Okay, so we have a Klein Tools Phillips to tear apart the Klein Tools headset. That seems oddly appropriate. Let's just see what we're getting into here. We're going to take one apart carefully. Hopefully, carefully. Possibly, maybe. Maybe we're going to take it apart. I'm hoping we're going to take it apart. If this is glued, I'm going to be bummed. We've got screws in that. It's still not coming apart. Got the screws out. Maybe I just need to persuade it a little bit with a tiny screwdriver. Okay, so we got a tiny straight screwdriver, and we're just going to start poking around in here a little bit. Maybe I want to poke around on the non-wire side, so if it flies inside, I don't stab a wire and live in a lifetime of regret. So it seems like it wants to come apart. There we go. So that just clips. We may have broken a pin. We did. So I think we're okay though. It's got a pin detent in it. There's 4 of them. So if you look here, there's a pin here, a pin here, a pin here, and a pin here. I appear to have broken these 2 pins. I don't know that I really care. We did get the wire out. You can see we're pulling that out through that. So let's take this apart on this side, the left side. Now that we know how that fits together with those pin detents, we're going to try and be a little bit more careful how we lift this. And you can see that I'm really not able to easily pop that. I have the wire side going, and what I'm doing is I'm sticking the screwdriver directly in here. I think we're going to break these 2 again, if I'm guessing. I think they're glued. So we're just going to go for it. And it is what it is. It'll live. Okay, so let's get our wire out completely. Here's our frame. I don't think Notice the camera stopped recording. We did get this out. I don't know where it left off. We got everything apart. We'll put our frame off to the side here. And here's our headset. The cord is actually longer than I was envisioning, so we might be okay with this. It might just get a little wonky though with everything. So now I got to think about this a little bit. So this is the right, and this is the left. So we need to get this on. I'm a little worried about how the cable's gonna go when it's clipped to the hard hat. I think I need to go like this. Need to route it that the cable's coming in like that. Let's push that onto our teardrop. So that should hopefully just push on like so. Just like that. It's not bad, don't get scared. They're snug, which is good. Okay, so there's one. And then we'll do the same thing here. We'll route the cable so that it's in the teardrop. We have, that's definitely the top. We'll do the same thing now. Snap one. Come over here, get in the divot of the teardrop, and we'll snap the other. Now I guess we're at the point where we enter the hard hat. Here's the hard hat. So we want right to be right. So stage right is this. Just like that. I'm gonna not clip this all the way just to make sure the cable's gonna reach and do the cable things that I want. Okay, so I have enough cable. I was actually concerned I wouldn't. Cable management might be a little bit of a thing with this. So I think we're good to go for it. We're gonna snap this in. And then we're gonna snap this one in. And then the part that you can't see that I'm gonna do, well, let's see if it stows out of the way. I apologize, it's hard to stay in frame with all these things. There we go. So that does stow out of the way. If I had my cable down here, what would that do? That wouldn't be bad. I think it's doable. So there we go. Cable management relatively decent. Now we got our sound canceling rig on the hard hat. Now, when we want to use it, boy, this is so hard to get into frame. When you want to use it, you can turn it down like that. So that could be attached just like that. And then this same thing here, this one would come down. So we could have that basically tied up like that. Now, the hard hat I use for work has a Milwaukee flashlight on it. So I can tie this off to, or I should say headlamp. I could tie this off to my headlamp and we would be okay. So I think that would work. So let me now put this on and see if it works. Testing, testing. Oh yeah, she's working. Okay, so I'm talking to you in the video wearing the hard hat with the earmuffs on. It is definitely working. I can hear that ear and I can hear that ear. So we didn't damage anything taking it apart. It's actually really clear. It's amazing how clear this thing is. I don't have a good way of illustrating that on the camera, but I guess trust me, bro. So I think we're a go here. I think this is going to go on the hard hat for work, and we're just going to try it out. Let me take this off. Now I will say, you want to turn, if you're going to take this off, you're going to want to turn this down, because it can feedback if you don't. So let me turn this off. Let's see, we'll get a red light. There's a red light. And I think we'll just do a little fumbling around with the work hard hat with the cable management. But it's actually not too bad. I think if we did something like this, that it's attached kind of here, then you can pull this up and it'll still have a loop that goes in place. And I don't think it'll really get damaged that much. You see, I'll do the same thing on this side. Pull that up. Okay. So now you have the hard hat earmuffs on the back of your hard hat. Now I do have the red light on the back of my hard hat, and I see that that won't be overly effective when the earmuffs are up. But honestly, walking through the plant or a plant, I'm gonna have these on because these are really It's really amazing how you pick out voices and everything else. I am going to be super curious how it works with like grinders and other loud noises, how well it cancels. They say they cancel pretty good. I am super curious to see this. So here, I think this is a success. I guess what we could do, just for closure, is we could put these on the other set of headphones, and we could have just an inert pair of earmuffs. Let's do that. I'm not for kind of wasting stuff, so let's go and put, let's see, that would be left. Let's put these back together, and we'll make them just a regular pair of earmuffs. So left is back on. Right fell apart a little bit more than left, which is fine. We'll do our backwards turn so we can feel the screw go in. Talked about that before on the channel. I like to turn screws backwards in plastic. Then we don't strip out the holes. Now, let's see here. Backwards, yep, there we go. So that's in. Now, that is interesting. Okay, so they just spin around like that. Which way does it need to be the set of earmuffs that I want? I guess it goes like that, so that the earmuffs have tension on your head. I did not pay attention to that. Oh yeah, it can't go that way. Okay. So let's put that back together. This is going to be the left one. Well, let's put the screws back in. I'm getting all out of sequence because I confused myself. Okay. Put that back on. Put that back on. Put this screw in. And then we'll put all that back together. Yep. And this will be a really decent set of earmuffs that we can use for other stuff, but it will not have the situational awareness, but I'm okay with that. Okay, so there we go. That's what we want. Now we can go and get, let's see if we can figure out which one's which, or if it even matters. I do not think it matters. These are identical. So one will go on one and one will go on the other. So we have just like that. Index that the same way. Okay, so we got that snapped back together, and we got another set of headphones or earmuffs that we can use here in the shop. These don't clip in as nicely as I thought they would. I mean, they still work, but it seems to be pretty snug. I'm not sure why and what's up with that. You can see it wants to try and go to a spot. It doesn't move as fluidly as these do on here. These are nice and they work well. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but the main thing I really wanted was to get the sound canceling ones to work on the hard hat, and we very successfully did that. I'm not quite sure exactly why these don't work exactly right with this frame, but it'll work. They'll do the thing. Maybe it's just something that there's burrs in plastic and things like that. I don't know. But we got that back together, and we have a set of Situational Awareness Hard Hat Earmuffs. So that's a win. That's pretty cool. Adapting things is always an interesting thing to do and play around with. Hope this was interesting, and hope it helped somebody out. Maybe you can make up something like this for yourself. Just understand, none of your warranties are any good after you do this. As always, thanks for watching, and have a great day.